What's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99 back on the fight front. Once again, make sure y'all subscribe. Man, this fight actually turned out to be pretty good. I wasn't looking forward to this fight, Mikey Garcia versus Jessie Vargas, but this was actually a very, very good welterweight fight. I mean, both of these guys, I've always kind of seen Mikey as one of the top guys for a while before he faced Errol Spence. He's a multi-division world champion. I've always said he knew how to take the basics and kind of run with him and make him work for him. Jessie Vargas, I've always considered him like one of the second tier guys at welterweight. Like one of the B+ guys, and he's always a test for the best guys and the best champions out there. And if you can get past him, I always felt like you deserve that next level, that next title shot level. But last night, man, it really turned out to be a very, very good clash of styles. I expected this to be a war. These two guys both really they really fight off a heart, but at the same time they're very strong in techniques. They're both skillful. They're just not bangers that just go out there throw punches. You're also going to get skill and and a little bit of blood and guts with these two guys. But going into this one, man, I thought that Jessie Vargas, he would have imposed his size and strength a little bit more, which he did early on. Early in this fight, it was mostly Jessie Vargas. But as soon as Mikey Garcia, hit that next level, he leveled up. He showed you why he is a multi-division world champion. He showed you that this is why I do what I do. Whether it's 140, 135, or 147. You put me in there with the right guy, on the right day, I'll show you some skill. And that's everything I saw last night in this fight. The thing that I really saw was the difference in levels. Like Jessie Vargas, he started strong, but my question was after he won the first 4 rounds, but after that after the third round and the fourth round, I asked myself, I was like, can he keep this pace up with Mikey Garcia? If Mikey Garcia decides to turn it on at any moment, will he be able to keep that pace or surpass Mikey? That was the question. And that question was answered last night, after round 5, or during round 5, because Mikey was kind of going through the motions in the first few rounds. He got outboxed. Jessie was landing a very nice jab. He was, popping off some nice shots to the body, combinations, slipping in a nice little left hook that he kept, stepping in with his head down. He kind of looped it over the guard of Mikey. And, he was landing that left hook constantly. But the thing was, he couldn't hurt Mikey. Mikey was never getting full-on respect. Even when he was touching him to the body, Mikey was staying in there. And all the while Mikey's taking these shots in the first few rounds, he's landing a few shots here and there, but he's also figuring his opponent out. And that's the difference between the Mikey fight and the Errol Spence fight. See, Errol, he was more of a complete fighter. He had the power, the strength. And I think whenever he felt a few of those shots from Errol early on in that fight, you could tell the difference in the pace of the fight, and in the body language of Mikey. But going into this one, Jessie Vargas, I don't think he had the type of pop that was really going to get respect out of Mikey. And Mikey was able to take those shots early on. Even if he was losing rounds, he was just figuring Jessie Vargas out. Because as soon as he got to that 5th round, he started closing the distance. In the 5th round, he stepped in with the right hand a few times, and it's a chopping right hand. So as Jessie Vargas ducked down, he kind of got caught, same way kind of like Deontay Wilder did, by the ear. And all of a sudden, he was wobbly, man. In 5th round, he was on wobbly legs, doing his best to stay up, but Mikey was closing in on him. Then Mikey landed another solid right hand right on the chin and dropped Jessie. And right there, I said, that's the Mikey, that we were waiting to see. Mikey was just kind of like trying to figure his opponent out, And then soon as that pace changed from round 6 on, there were some good competitive rounds where you could say Mikey was kind of taking off, and Jessie was just trying to stay busy, to try to stay up on the cards. But I feel like he kind of fell behind. And whenever we got to like round 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, Mikey started banking rounds. As soon as Mikey got to like 8 and 9, I feel like he already kind of secured the decision because he was coming back with better shots. He was doing the more damaging blows. Jessie Vargas' eye was starting to swell. The legs were gone. And, the damage from those chopping right hands just really had Jessie on wobbly legs throughout the fight. Jessie was still fighting, but the impact of what power he had on his shots was already kind of gone because his legs were gone. You know, he was still there, but not there. And, you know, like, well, I mean, like his brain and, you know, his heart was still in the fight, but his legs were gone, you know. So he was really trying to push himself. But in rounds, I want to say about round 11, and I want to say Jessie Vargas did enough to win 11 to me, 10 and 11. I feel like he started to turn it on and land a few more shots, and he did get in a couple right hands on Mikey Garcia's chin. You know, he did touch that chin a lot towards the later rounds, but Mikey just has a very good chin, and he's strong. You know, Mikey is strong. I never saw Mikey hurt in this fight or wobbled. He took Jessie Vargas' best shots, and yeah, man, it just really proved to you what type of champion he is. And like I said, right from the jump, this was one of those fights, you know, I felt like was going to show us the difference between, you know, a solid contender versus, you know, a multi-division world champion. You know, that's what makes fighters and champions, you know, kind of like separate. You know, guys who just fight and guys who, you know, want to be champion. You know, no disrespect to Jessie Vargas, but I really felt like this is one of those fights where, you know, Mikey just proved why he's the better fighter. You know, he just said, hey, I'm gonna take my time to figure you out, and then sooner or later when I hit that level up, I'm gonna show you that you can't compete with me. You know, you can't hang with me. And if you try to hang with me, I'll show you that I can bang with you too, you know. So it was just all around turned out to be a good fight. You know, like I said, Jessie Vargas, I've always considered him like one of those B-level guys that give guys good tests. But it takes, you know, if he really wants to be champion, he's going to have to get to that next level. And that's hard. You know, the older you get, it gets hard. It really gets hard for a fighter. You know, he had his moments in fights like with Manny Pacquiao, Tim Bradley, but it takes more than those moments. You know, he's going to have to take the time to really make adjustments and at the same time stay consistent. Because like I said, he did, in my opinion, he won the first 4 rounds, you know, and I don't know if that was just off of his skill and his intensity, or was it because Mikey was taking his time to figure him out? You know, that's a question too. But all around, it's a good fight. It was a good fight. I still would rather see Mikey Garcia down somewhere at like 135 or 140 because I feel like Mikey is good enough to beat the B-level guys. Some of the B-level guys at welterweight, I still feel like some of the other B-level guys will give him trouble. But if he really wants to be like a champion and, you know, make a name for himself and be at a comfortable, strong weight, he should be at 140 or 135. You know, I still want to see him fight somebody like Lomachenko or Tank before I see him fight an Errol Spence fight rematch. You know, I don't want to see an Errol rematch. I don't really want to see him fight somebody like Danny Garcia either. You know, I'd rather see him fight somebody like I said, Lomachenko, or like a Tank. Or even like a Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney at 140 would be interesting. You know, that would be an interesting fight. Or fight the winner of Regis Prograis versus Maurice Hooker. You know, those are all good fights for him. You know, I feel like those are all good fights. But welterweight on that top tier, that's kind of out of his reach to me. You know, if he did stay around, I say the only interesting fight against an A-level or used to be A-level welterweight would be Keith Thurman. You know, and even then, I don't know if he could beat Keith Thurman. You know, I think he has a better chance at beating somebody like Keith Thurman over beating the Terrence Crawford, or even, you know, coming close to beating Errol Spence in a rematch. You know, so if he wants to stay and fight like a Keith Thurman, that might be possible. But in my opinion, I'd rather see him just move back down to 130, 135 or 140. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this, guys. Like I said, overall, this turned out to be a good fight. I wasn't really looking forward to it, you know, too much. It wasn't really on my radar like some of these other welterweight fights, but they made it happen. They made it a good, solid fight. Shout out to Mikey and Jessie. But yeah, guys, I'll be back with another video. Let me know what y'all thought of this fight. Make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.